Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues TV for another live review of mine of another Premier League win by Chelsea. This time over Crystal Palace as we beat them 2-0 at Stamford Bridge with a solid performance overall. Solid performance. It wasn't great in the first half. It was better in the second half. Although there was a bit of a kind of, well, not going to say nervy, but a bit like less good, I guess, 10-15 minute period after we made a 1-0. But overall, a solid performance, a decent performance, a huge win that currently puts us into second in the league with, of course, Leicester and Arsenal playing later. So if Arsenal take points away from Leicester, we will at least move up into third. And then, of course, Liverpool and Manchester City face off tomorrow. So that will be interesting. Let's see where we, where we end up in the table after, for the international break, I guess. But yeah, let's just get into it. I'm very, very pleased today. It's another win. We just keep on winning. Frank Lampard's just doing the job, and I'm very pleased. Like, how can you really not be pleased? As usual, I will only get to the chat later on in the stream, basically after I'm done saying what I have to say, then I will get to the chat. So if you put everything in the chat now, I might not see it. So if you're watching this, keep it for the end, and then I will react to whatever, you guys have to say. Of course, if you're new to Blues TV, please be sure to subscribe, and also make sure you drop a like on this live stream. That'd be massively appreciated. If you're watching this right now, go down below, smash the like, that'd be great. Zane, really do appreciate the donation, the £2 donation, £1.99 donation. Would I take Hazard back? Please ask the question again at the end, because I want to talk about the game first and then talk about that, but I really do appreciate the donation. But yeah, let's get into it. First of all, I was very, very happy with the lineup. When I saw the lineup, I was pleased with that. I was very, very pleased with that. First of all, Mason Mount was fit and able to start. Also had a good game in my opinion. Someone in the chat said he had his worst game. Completely disagree. I thought it was good today. And I was happy with the lineup. Kepa was in goal. Tomori and Zuma remained the two centre-backs, and the two full-backs were Emerson Palmieri on the left and Reece James on the right. I was so pleased to see that Emerson didn't have his outstanding game, but still way better than Alonso ever is. And Reece James was just an absolute monster on the right. So we'll get through, to the performances of the individual players later on in the stream. And midfield two in a 4-2-3-1 formation, I guess, of Kovacic and N'Golo Kante, of course, with Jorginho suspended due to the 5 yellow cards. The 5th yellow card he picked up at Watford last week. And then three behind the striker, I guess. Mason Mount was the number 10. Pulisic on the left, Willian on the right, and Tammy Abraham started up front. And going into the game, I thought we missed Jorginho. I thought we missed Jorginho throughout the entirety of the game, but especially early on, we just couldn't. We had all of the ball. Like, we dominated everything. We dominated everything. Palace did absolutely nothing, but we kind of lacked a little bit of structure, and maybe because Kante isn't like that, Kovacic had to sit deeper than he usually does, and then kind of missed a little bit of a link, but it was decent. It was decent. It wasn't awful. Pulisic had a good chance early on. Some great play as he, basically sent James Ward. Is his first name James Ward anyway, sent it basically back all the way to Croydon to Selhurst Park with a lovely chop, and then from a very tight angle tried to go for goal, but the angle was too tight, it was too close to goal, tried to chip it, but Guaita made a save with his chest. And other than that, we didn't really have that many huge chances in the first half. Willian had a free kick that he put just wide, and then in the last minute of the first half, Gary Cahill managed to put a decent block in from a Willian chance. When it was a little bit of a scrap in the box, the ball just fell to Willian, he went for the shot first time. Not sure whether the keeper wouldn't have saved it anyway. I think he would have done, but Cahill made the block, and that was that. But Palace did absolutely nothing. We had all of the ball. They had no shots on target. I think they had like one free kick that went way wide. Like, they did absolutely nothing. We dominated everything, but we weren't creating much. We weren't creating anything at all, really. Tammy Abraham looked very isolated in the first half. Just didn't receive any passes, really. And that was, well, I thought we missed Jorginho a lot, because Jorginho directs the midfield to help Tammy a little bit further up the pitch, because otherwise he's completely isolated, completely on his own. And, that was that. But going into the second half, only 7 minutes into the second half, we made it 1-0 through Tammy Abraham. A great goal. A beautiful goal. Kovacic with great work in midfield and playing a nice ball to Willian at the edge of the box. But with a naughty, what a naughty idea and pass and assist that was. Kovacic just feeds him, and he first time back heels it straight into the feet of Tammy Abraham, who was onside, who then, calm and cool, calm and collectedly just slots it into the bottom far corner, makes it 1-0, and that was big. That was big. We did keep on trying for another 2 or 3, maybe 5 minutes to get another, but then we kind of set a bit back, which I don't know why we're doing this. We did it under Sarri, obviously. Possibly still something that's ingrained into their heads from the Mourinho and Conte days, even though not that many players are actually left from that now with all of the youngsters playing. But we just dropped off a little. Like, it was, rather than a full team press like we usually do, which we did do really well, it was just 1 or 2 players pressing and the rest set deep, which let Palace into it a little bit. They almost made it 1-0 from a corner. Tompkins, got on the end of not corner, from a free kick. Tompkins got on the end of it. A free kick that is never a foul, by the way. Like, the linesman was literally a yard away from Jordan Ayew literally tripping over his own feet. I'm not even sure whether he asked for a free kick. Zuma was kind of in the challenge with him, but then let off. Tomori came, but never touched Ayew. Just falls over to get a free kick, almost score. We really need to sort out Asepi's defending. We really, really need to sort it out. Let me just get a drink. A bit thirsty. But yeah, like I said, I will get to all of them. I will get to the chat towards the end of the stream. So, if I don't reply to anything you guys are saying now, don't worry, I will get to it later on. But yeah, let's keep going with that. Because, like I said, we kind of struggled to dominate the game as much for a little bit. 10, 15 minutes maybe. We really didn't manage to create anything for a little while. And then we finally managed to do so. Let me just get the stats right. Did we make the substitution before? Yes. In the 73rd minute, Michy Batshuayi replaced Tammy Abraham in the game, which I'm not sure made a huge difference, but he was involved in the second goal. So, you can't really complain, because Christian Pulisic, again, the kid just keeps scoring. He's now got 5 goals and 5 assists. I think the only other player that has that so far this season is Salah. And, Pulisic just keeps on busting it. 5 goals in the last 3 games. Absolute monster. And generally, his performance was really, really, really good today. But yeah, he made it 2-0. Good play. He actually fed Michy Batshuayi in the box. Batshuayi, I think, went for goal. It got deflected and it just kind of just flew around in the box. Pulisic was straight onto it. Good awareness, good just reactions, and headed it in from close range to make it 2-0. And that just sealed the game. That was done. Palace had absolutely nothing but that one header by Tompkins throughout the entirety of the game, really. And the 2-0 just killed it off. Sometimes you need 2, sometimes you need 3. Today we only needed 2 to kill it off, and thankfully we did that. That was then Pulisic's last, involvement of the game, really, as he was then replaced by Callum Hudson-Odoi, and then the last substitution was Billy Gilmour coming on for Mason Mount, literally in the 87th minute, so for the last few minutes. So that was good. And, Palace had one shot after that, from outside the box that Tomori actually gave a slight deflection, but Kepa did well to save it and keep it under control. And that was then it for the game. It was a solid, good 2-0 home win in the Premier League. 2 goals scored, clean sheet, lovely performance. And I was happy. I'm very, very happy. You can't complain. It's just win after win after win at the moment. Of course, it would have been great had we still managed to actually make the comeback even more incredible against Ajax in midweek and not had the goal disallowed. But things are just well. Things are just really well. Very happy about Jorginho being back again next week. But these 2 fullbacks, it needs to be these 2 fullbacks at all times. I do expect Aspie to start against Man City in 2 weeks' time after the international break, just because of experience and everything. But Reece James was an absolute monster today. Let's talk through the performances. Kepa, well, he made like 1 save, I think. I think he made 1 save, so, can't really rate him even. Zuma is an absolute boss. Has, again, another good performance. He's just been great for multiple games in a row now. Tomori was good as well today. Great passing at times as well from him. Really, really enjoyed that. Emerson didn't really do that much going forward, except one cross that kind of turned into a shot, which Chelsea tweeted hit the post. I thought Guaita saved it. Maybe they're both, not 100% sure. But what Emerson gives you is when we're on the ball, he just doesn't lose it. Unlike Alonso, who constantly loses it. So when Emerson plays, the left back doesn't constantly lose the ball, and we have to chase after the opponent hitting us on the break, hitting us on the counter. So that doesn't happen. So we're defensively just generally much more solid. The second that Emerson plays, it's just an immediate thing. And Reece James was an absolute boss. Like, he made Wilfried Zaha look like a £10 million player, if that. Like, Zaha did absolutely fuck all today except dive all over the shop. That's all he did today. It was ridiculous how good Reece James is. Like, it's insane. He likes to come into midfield as well to give us another option out there as well. When Willian sticks out to the wing, and then when Willian comes inside, Reece James stays out basically by the line and covers the right wing. He's quick, he's strong, he's great on the ball. He can cross, even though his crosses weren't that good today, or he never really got into big crossing positions. And by the way, Usain Hudson is 19, turned 19 yesterday. But yeah, Reece James, what a monster. What a monster. The kid's only 19. It's ridiculous. He will be so, so, so good. Kovacic was good, but it's better when Jorginho is next to him, because he needs to do a job when Jorginho isn't there. That is not his best attribute, but still his dribbling is great. The way he gets out of tricky situations is just unbelievable. Kante looked a bit rusty. Our worst player, in my opinion, today was Kante. It would have been Tammy, just because he wasn't involved, but he scored, so it can't be him. Kante looked a bit rusty. We just missed Jorginho. Like, we just missed him. Kante is more ideal even, I'm not even sure next to Jorginho, to be honest. Because a 4-3-3, a flat 4-3-3 with Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic is good against the City, against the Liverpool, and away against an Arsenal maybe. But I'm not sure what to start Kante in most games, to be honest, against like bottom half teams especially. I'm not sure. Of course, he was a bit rusty today, was out for a while, so, we will have to wait and see he changes. He still has some good passes in there, but it's just different. He's not as comfortable as receiving the ball in tight spaces as a Jorginho, as Kovacic are and is, and it's just a bit different. So, give him time, of course. I'm not saying, Kante's awful now. No. Rusty was out for a while, never really got into a playing rhythm, so let's hope he can manage to do that now. It doesn't pick up another injury on international duty with France. And then moving up the pitch, Mount had a good game today, much better than the last couple of performances. I thought, was worked really, really, really hard, pressed a ridiculous amount throughout the whole game, kept on running, even though he had a, pretty sure bruised and slightly swollen ankle from the challenge against Ajax. Worked his socks off, worked really hard, had a good few passes, had a good few chances in there as well that sometimes he could have done a bit better with, sometimes he did alright with, but the shot got blocked or something. Willian on the right had a decent game, had a good game, a beautiful assist for Tammy Abraham, generally just good play. Had a good game, worked incredibly hard as well, defensive masterclass, as someone said on Twitter. He was really good in every aspect of the game, really, bar scoring. Pulisic, the guy's ridiculous. I knew we got a good player when we signed him. I didn't think he would be as good as he was in the last 5 games or so. It's insane. He's playing so well. The way he's on the ball, he's so confident at the moment. He just sprees, is that the word of confidence? He just looks so confident on the ball. The way he controls the ball, the way he dribbles it, the way he just finds teammates, the way he knows where they are, the way he knows where to be. He had a cup. He could have actually had 2 or 3 goals today. He had the chance early on in the game. He had a second half, I think it was second half shot that Guaita did well to just tip over the bar. Not a great shot, he could have put it closer to the corner, but it was still a decent shot, and he just had a great game. Good on the ball, good movement, just perfect, and then topped it off with another goal. You can't complain. You really cannot complain. And then Tammy Abraham, even though it wasn't his best game, scored at home, which, doesn't always do, so very big for him. And he has now 10 goals, double digits already in the Premier League, and he has now already equalled Marcus Rashford's best ever Premier League season goal tally. Marcus Rashford has never scored more than 10 goals in a Premier League season. Tammy Abraham has already scored 10 in his first Premier League season for a big club. He had one with Swansea, but obviously that's Swansea, that's a different story. 21 years of age. I don't think he's turned 22 yet. 21 years of age. And Marcus Rashford has played for Manchester United for what? 4 years? 5 years now? He's on £300,000 a week. Up the Tammy. Up the Tammy. Sometimes as a striker, you don't have the best game. Sometimes as a striker, you're not that involved. You're not that good when the ball falls to you. It's not always perfect. But then you get a goal anyway, and it's a huge goal. To make that, they scored out 1-0 soon after half time. It's big. It's a really, really big goal, and I'm just very pleased. I'm just really, really pleased. I'm just happy. Let's go into the international break now. Let's hope we don't pick up any other injuries, because in the last one we picked up a few injuries, so let's hope that's not the case again. And then let's go into the game against Manchester City. Let's see what the situation then is, whether they beat Liverpool tomorrow. It's a draw. That Liverpool win and City lose. Let's see what the situation is. Let's see whether we can get a result against them next week. And now, guys, I will get into the chat, what you guys are saying here. And, yeah, if you have anything you want me to say, if you have anything you want me to talk about and, ask me, I guess, put that in the chat. And I will talk about it, of course, like I said. All right, chill, guys. And like I said in the beginning, please be sure to subscribe to Reece TV. If you haven't already, drop a like on this live stream. If you are watching this, drop a like on this video if you're watching this later on. And shut up about Kante. It's his first game back from injury. And all of a sudden, he has reservations about him. You so-called fans are so too reactive. You sound like a novice. No, that's not what it's about. But I'm saying the way Jorginho and Kovacic play, they're so good. And Kovacic isn't good as an 8, as an attacking 8, because he doesn't have a goal threat. He just doesn't. That's why I'm not sure Kante gets in ahead of either of Jorginho or Kovacic at the moment. But like I said, we just need to give him time and see how he reacts to playing on the Lampard system more and more and more. He's barely played so far, so he could just improve massively at different things, and then I could say, clearly play him over Kovacic, clearly play him over Jorginho, or clearly just play him over Mount, and Kovacic moves forward if Mount and Kovacic improves his goal threat. So, that is that. Yes, good shout. Emmanuel, talk about Reece, even though I already talked about Reece. What a monster. Like, what a guy. Like I said, absolutely pocketed Wilfried Zaha. Don't know why people keep wanting us to sign Wilfried Zaha. I don't want to sign Wilfried Zaha. Either we go for much, much better, or we just stick with what we got. Okay, I mean, he's better than Pedro, but not paying that much. Reece James, quality today. Thank you for the £2 donation, Victor. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. I don't think he'll start against Man City, but generally he should be our right back at the moment. As much as I like Aspie, and as much as Aspie has been good for many games now, he doesn't play like Reece James. He doesn't offer what Reece James does. You know, the way he's good on the ball, we are now press with him. We're press resistant on both sides. We don't constantly lose the ball because Aspie sometimes just needs to clear it and can't like find a passing way out. And it's ridiculous. Kante walks in every single time. It's ridiculous. I love it. absolutely love it, Reece James. Going back to the question that Said asked in the beginning before the £1.99 donation, really do appreciate. Would I take Hazard back? Yes, of course I would. You know, if he comes back, depending on the price, obviously. But you know, of course I would. I mean, everyone that says different would be a little bit silly. Kante walks into every team, yes, but it depends on who you play and how you play. Like, if we want to be attacking, Kovacic and Jorginho are both better at it than Kante. And then if you don't want Kovacic just the very attacking because he doesn't have a goal threat, then you don't want Kovacic there. And you don't want to drop Kovacic, so where do you put Kante? Chances are I put in more effort. Yeah, because otherwise he would be starting. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Ruben would be better than Mount. Of course, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is much better than Mason Mount. Absolutely much better. Why is Bruno playing? Because he's shite. Zaha is better than Pedro. Of course Zaha is better than Pedro. You're taking a piss. Pedro is bloody awful. Get rid of Pedro immediately. Yeah, Loftus-Cheek is ridiculous. Of course, Loftus-Cheek is ridiculous. I'm just going to... Zuma is into turning prime Desai. I'm not sure about that one, but Zuma is absolutely remarkable. Tomori was today remarkable as well. Someone said Christensen and Zuma are our best centre-backs. I would generally agree, but it depends on the opponent. Because if the opponent has ridiculous pace, then Tomori in there just gives us so much. And if Jorginho plays, Christensen's best asset of his positioning and interceptions isn't really needed that much. So I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens when Christensen is fully back fit, because at the moment neither of Tomori nor Zuma deserve to be dropped. What happens when really goes back fit? We'll just have to wait and see. KSI Logan Paul today. Don't know about that one, mate. I'm not going to watch it. I mean, I might watch it back tomorrow morning, but I hope KSI wins, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. So is miles out of Pedro. Yes, of course he is. Pedro finished. Should we play 4-3-3 with Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic in the middle? Jonathan Isaac, yes, we should against Man City, against Liverpool, against Arsenal away, possibly Leicester away. Those kind of games. In those Spurs away, yes, in those games we should. At home against Crystal Palace, at home against Watford, no, we shouldn't do that. Especially once Ruben is back, I wouldn't even do that against City. Like, honestly, that's how much I rate Ruben Loftus-Cheek. A game against City, Kante just comes in for Jorginho or Kovacic with Ruben still playing, because Ruben is so ridiculously good. Emerson do nothing. Emerson was ridiculously good defensively. Didn't do much going forward, to be fair. But he's a left back. Alright, you can't always be incredibly going forward as a fullback. Not comfortable with Azpilicueta, even on the left. No attacking threat. I mean, yes, but that doesn't mean we're not comfortable with him. Indonesia idea, don't know what that means. I hope it's nothing offensive, so go on. Azpi's the best. What was the Cahill chant? There's only one Gary Cahill, and Gary Cahill has won more than you, unless you're actually asking. But yeah, you know, fair play to Gary Cahill. Had a decent game, actually. And I'm happy he's, you know, having a decent time at Crystal Palace, but thank God he wasn't here anymore. Emerson needs to improve his crossing. Only Reece's crossing is good. Reece only had 2 crosses today, and neither of them found his opponent. The first one he had was a poor cross because it almost turned into a shot when it wasn't meant to be a shot. So his crossing today wasn't great. And Emerson also had a cross that turned into a shot. So neither of their crossing was particularly great today. But the way, you know, when the other team is defending very deep, crossing is a difficult art, because the opponent has so many players in their own box that it's difficult to find a teammate. It's as simple as that. We don't need Julian Brandt in the slightest at all. Go away. Like, I'm sorry, go away. We have Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like, he shits all over Havertz, over Brandt, over the lot of them. Over the bloody lot of them. Shits on them. Shits on their fucking heads. Hey, I'm American. Pulisic is starting to make us pay attention. Does he have any potential to be a star, or is he a future role player? Don't know what a future role player is, but he certainly does have the potential to be a star, mate. He really does have the potential to be a star. Keeps scoring, keeps playing well. One of our best players today, in my opinion, alongside Reece James and Kovacic. remarkable. Like the way he's playing right now, if he keeps going like that and keeps improving, considering he's 22, I think he just turned 22, maybe still 21, is insane. Like he's a really, really, really good player, and he will only improve. And you know, let's see how he improves. And you know, the way things are going, Hudson-Odoi just turned 19. He's a good player, just needs to work a little bit harder. Him and Pulisic, depending on who we end up signing once we can sign players again, could be our winger partnership for a while to come. Could be a while to come. And no, start off with Julian Brandt. Like he doesn't even get anywhere near Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Does he get near Mason Mount? Yes, but in a different way. Different players. But yes, that's for Barkley, yeah. But you know, then you're paying what, 80 million, 70 million for a player to sit on a bench because he's not as good as Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But yeah, guys, no, Brandt is 2-footed. Great. Good luck to him being 2-footed. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I really do appreciate all of you guys that tuned in. Really, really do appreciate it. This was a little bit longer than my usual live streams. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to drop a like on this live stream if you enjoyed it. And if you're still here, just go down below and drop a like. That'd be massively appreciated. It doesn't cost you any time, doesn't cost you any money. And if you're watching this as a video later on, also be sure to drop a like. That'd be great. And of course, leave me your thoughts on the performance, on the game done in the comment section below. Again, if you're watching this as a video later on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. It's into the international break now. And, you know, it's on a good note. Up to Chelsea. And I'll see you when I see you.